As the end of these days lead me.
Welcome to the Texas Hill Country Umpire Association Instructional DVD. This training tool covers the basics of umpiring as well as some more advanced techniques. Whether you're a first-year umpire or a 20-year vet, this instruction can help you. Here are the topics that we will be covering today. After watching this DVD, you might not be ready to take the dish on Game 7 of the World Series, but you will have the knowledge to build the foundation of your umpire career. Let's get started. Let's take a look at some umpire equipment that every umpire should have. Every umpire should have a dark navy blue jersey. There are many colors that are popular, but if you are only going to own one jersey, dark blue is the one to have. Ball bags should be worn by the plate umpire only. Do not wear a ball bag when you are calling in the field. Hats are worn facing forward and pulled down. No exceptions. This includes calling balls and strikes as a plate umpire. Chest protector and leg guards are worn underneath your umpire uniform. These items can be found at local athletic department stores or online. Check the Useful Resources link on THCUA.org for a few of our recommendations.
Standing set, still on the line, down in set position. In foul territory on the line, head up. Safe. He's out. Ball. Huh! Time.
Pre-game starts as soon as you and your partner receive your game assignments. You need to email or call your partner days before the game to make sure that both of you are on the same page. If you do not have plate equipment, you need to check with your partner to make sure that you can borrow his. You also need to decide on what color shirt to wear and where to park. The day of your game, you need to get to the complex early and park close to your partner. Go over signals like infield fly and rotation and make sure you're on the same page with catch, no catch responsibility. After you're addressed, you need to get baseballs. Coaches will not have game balls. You need to go to the concession stand and get balls. Your plate meeting with the coaches needs to start 5 minutes before game time. This doesn't mean walk on the field 5 minutes before the game. It means get on the field with enough time to get the coaches to home plate 5 minutes before the game. Have your plate meeting, start the clock, and play ball. After the game is over, shake hands, leave out the winning side, and return the baseballs to where you got them from. Please don't take game balls. The complexes will call one of the board members to complain about the balls disappearing. Coaches' meetings occur 5 minutes before the game begins. If the teams are exchanging lineups, it needs to be done at this time. Make sure you introduce yourself and get in the habit of learning the coaches' names. The meetings occur at home plate, and you should cover playing rules, time limits, field ground rules, and any information that you want to stress the importance of. Always ask the coaches if they have any questions, and once you are done, have the home team take the field and start the clock.
Head coaches, please. Hey, Josh. We're playing Mustang baseball. 9 and 10-year-olds. We're going to be playing an hour and a half today. From your players, I need them to hustle in and out. I need them to avoid collisions on the bag. And I need them not to throw their equipment today. From the coaches, I need you to ask for time. Once we grant time, then it's okay to come out and talk to us. Go to the person that made the call. You can ask if the other umpire maybe had a better view. He'll tell you one of two things. Let me go check. Or, Coach, that's my call. We're going to have... we do have some openings in the field that we can't do anything about. Ball can get into the dugout. We've got a gate that's open down there. Same on this side. We've got an opening in the fence. The rest of the field's pretty. You have any questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Good luck to you.
Good luck.
We're
Thank
starting the clock. Get your team to get on the field.
T-ball, which is also known as Shetland, is not only one of the most exciting games to watch, but it is also probably the most difficult game to umpire. Why? Two reasons. One, you usually call these games one man, by yourself. Two, the only normal thing about T-ball is that nothing is ever normal. Let's start with positioning. You will line up behind home plate and on the side opposite of the batter. You line up here because you can call fair or foul down the line, and you are out of the direct line of a thrown bat. This is where you'll start every play. When it is time to put the ball on the tee, you want to make sure that the batter is in the batter's box, make sure that the catcher is standing behind home plate, is dressed in proper catcher equipment to protect them from thrown bats, and not too close to the batter. The tee should be placed on home plate. Finally, check to make sure the four outfielders are 15 feet beyond the baseline or in the outfield grass. Ask the batter if he or she is ready, and then put the ball on the tee. Point to the pitcher and say, "Pitcher, pitch." The pitcher will make a pitching motion while engaged with the rubber, and the batter will swing at the ball. If the batter misses the ball, call a strike and reset the ball. Go through the pitcher pitch routine again. The batter gets 3 attempts to hit the ball. If on the third and final attempt the ball is missed or hit foul, the batter will be called out. If the ball is hit, it must go beyond the 10-foot semicircle in front of home plate. If it is touched or comes to rest before making it out of the semicircle, then the result will be treated as a foul ball. When the ball is hit into play, the home plate umpire should move the tee off of home plate while getting into position to make the call. I told you it was the hardest game to umpire. To get into position to make a call, you should allow the runner to cross in front of you and then start moving towards the pitcher's mound. When the ball is in play, this is the position you want to get to be able to call all 4 bases. Follow the ball and glance to make sure that the runners touch the base. Once the ball is in possession of an infielder, and you, the umpire, judge that the runners are not advancing, call time. Call it loud.
Wait. You ready? You measured up? Okay, wait till the pitcher throws the ball, okay? Pitcher pitch. Time!
When you have base runners on, you are also responsible for making sure that the runners do not leave the base before the ball is hit. Use your peripheral vision for this while concentrating on the swing. You have to be ready to make a fair or foul call on a hot shot down the line. You should also be aware that there is no bunting in T-ball, and also no infield fly rule. Once 5 runs or 3 outs is made, the half inning is over. Call time and tell the teams to switch positions. Frequent rule infractions. Missed bases. Bases are missed frequently in T-ball. After you have called time, a coach can come out and appeal that a base was missed. If you saw that it was clearly missed, you can call the runner out. If you did not see it, or if you are not sure if the runner missed a base, you should call the runner safe. Coaches assisting players. In T-ball, the base coaches sometimes physically assist a runner. This is not allowed, and the player can be called out if the umpire feels that the offense gained an advantage from physically assisting a runner. At your plate meeting, you should remind the coaches not to assist the runners. Leaving the baseline to avoid a tag. A runner cannot leave the baseline to avoid a tag. When you watch the play, ask yourself, was the fielder attempting to tag the runner, and if yes, was the runner more than 3 feet farther away than his established baseline? If the answer to both of those questions is yes, then you should call the runner out. If either of the answers is no, then no rule has been broken. Obstruction occurs frequently. Obstruction is when a defensive player, while not in possession of the ball and not in the act of fielding the ball, impedes the progress of an offensive player trying to advance bases. Obstruction does not have to have physical contact. The umpire must judge whether a fielder impeded the progress of the runner. Intentional or unintentional does not matter. When you have obstruction, you should verbally say, "That's obstruction." The play continues and the umpire should signal a delayed dead ball. This signal is shown by raising your left arm out to the side of your body. The arm stays up until the play is over or the runner achieves the base that the umpire judges they would have achieved if the obstruction had not occurred. If that happens, you put your arm down and you do not have to make the call. If the runner is tagged out before achieving the base that they would have achieved, you should call time, announce that you had obstruction, and award the runner the base they would have achieved in your opinion. Interference occurs when an offensive player prevents a defensive player from having the ability to make a play. When interference occurs, it is an immediate dead ball. The player is called out and no runners shall advance beyond the base last achieved when the interference occurred, unless forced to advance because the batter is awarded first base when interference occurs by a base runner. Throwing the bat, a myth rule. T-ball players tend to have the bat fly out of their hands while batting. In most cases, this unintentional act flies safely to the backstop. Although many will argue that the batter should be called out, there is no rule that says so. As umpires, safety is at the top of our list when calling games. When you feel that a player may have been injured by a thrown bat, you should do the following. After the first severe bat throwing incident, you should inform the player and the manager that if that batter or any other player throws a bat in a dangerous way, the batter will be removed from the game. He may remain on the bench, but he can't play anymore in that game. Coach pitch, also known as pinto. We run one-man and two-man mechanics on coach pitch, depending on the complex that you are calling at. The one-man mechanic is the same as T-ball, except you do not have to remove a T. The two-man mechanic has the same positioning for the home plate umpire, behind the catcher and on the opposite side of the batter, lined up looking straight down the line for fair and foul. Now you have a partner, though, who is lined up on the right side of the field, so you do not have to make calls at first base. The way we want our coach pitch umpires to work is for the field umpire to take all calls on the right side at first and second base, and for the home plate umpire to take all calls on the left-hand side of the diamond at third base and home plate. The home plate umpire should also have all catch or no catch call responsibility. The field umpire, with no runners on base, will line up in the A position, which is 10 to 12 feet behind the first baseman or the first base bag, whichever is closest to the right field fence. The only time the umpire is in A position is when no runners are on base.